Anything Cricket is brought to you by Rascals Barbados and Omega Pest Control Limited. Welcome to Anything Cricket, Let's Talk, broadcasting from the studios of the Caribbean Media Corporation, Bridgetown, Barbados. Today I'm joined by Wayne Holder and Ayana Holder. Yes, it's a family affair, but that's okay. We also have a very special guest for you, and Errol Barrow, he will share some thoughts with us a bit later. So, pull up a chair, sit down, make yourself comfortable, because you're watching Anything Cricket, Let's Talk. When we come back, Errol Barrow. Rascals Barbados. Let us serve you in a relaxed atmosphere with complimentary Wi-Fi or try a takeout meal. Rascals on the Mighty Grinder Highway. Call 538-9990. Welcome back. We've been joined by Errol Barrow, and I remember seeing Errol Barrow many years ago competing on the cricket field. The last team I remember watching you play for was BT. I think they went by the name BT at that stage. Yes. And then I also came across you as a young businessman, so to speak, and then you were gone. So where have you been since those years when I knew you as a cricketer and a businessman?
Well, back in 2010, I had a bout of illness, had a battle with cancer, so I had relocated to Toronto for until 2017 when I returned.
I trust that all is well now?
Yes, I was given the all clear in October of 2011, okay. So ever since then, I've been doing pretty well.
You've gone back onto the cricket field, or?
I've played a little bit of over 40s in between, but in a coaching capacity, that's where I serve now.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, and in that capacity, you recently returned from a trip overseas. I know you were attached to the UWI program. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, well, just last year we started a junior program, trying to develop the kids at a much younger age rather than waiting until they get to 18, 19, where certain habits might have been developed. So just to basically inculcate those positive attributes that we're looking for within our uni program.
And you would have taken, along with a couple of other coaches, an overseas tour recently, taking these youngsters on an overseas tour. Tell us a bit more.
Yeah, we just recently came back from St. Lucia. Mm-hmm. We were hosted by John Eugene Cricket Academy.
Okay.
And
of course, this is John Eugene, who would have played for St. Lucia and who we saw even as a veteran player in the Stanford 20 some years ago.
Yes, please. And would have represented Spartan here in our local Division 1 some years ago as well. Yes, he have a junior program going in St. Lucia, so we would have connected with him and had quite a few games on the 17 and on the 14 level.
Mm-hmm. And talking about connections, I get the impression there's some connection between yourself and this young man and to my left.
Yes, there is a very deep one. Law school runs pretty deep in our veins, so yes, that's natural.
Mm-hmm. Person queer, person videnter.
Yes, please.
They can because they know they can. Errol Barrow, what a name. Have you ever had any discomfort, let's put it that way, in carrying such a famous name? Has it ever been anything of a burden?
I wouldn't say a burden, but it has always followed me on and off the field, following one of our most famous sons of the soil. So naturally, there would be the connection each and every time.
And for the connection, you're a St. John man, aren't you?
I transposed to St. John some years ago, but I'm from St. Joseph originally, Bathsheba.
Okay. All right, and
That's one of my favorite spots, I would almost say, in the world. You said Bathsheba?
Bathsheba.
Oh, I love Bathsheba. I spent my summer holidays growing up in Bathsheba.
Okay.
But I'm from the city originally.
real country boy in the hills.
Yes, please.
Yes, but your cricketing background, Errol, could you give us a rundown of your cricketing background?
Very well. My early days would have been at St. Elizabeth Primary School. That's where I would have started.
Right up on the hill.
Yes, right on top of the hill, very picturesque. And after the 11 plus, I then went to Lodge. So I would have started in the under 15s there, then Ronald 3, and worked my way up through the seconds, intermediate, and then on to combined schools in the first division, and then moved off from Barbados around youth level, on the 19th level.
Yes. So your ambitions would have been somewhat hampered, as you mentioned, by that bout of illness that you unfortunately had to endure?
By that time, my cricket playing career had been terminated. I had already retired. It was after I had returned from Toronto and via Australia in my playing days.
And Errol Barrow, the coach, what level have you attained as a coach?
I'm ECB level 3, and I'm also a coach, educator, facilitator, so I could train up to a level 2 Cricket Australia coach.
And at the Barbados and at the University of the West Indies, you actually hold a position in the cricket program there?
Yes, my job title is Senior Assistant Coach. Sits right on the Floyd Reefer. Acting in the position right now is Pedro Collins.
Acting in Floyd Reefer's position?
Floyd Reefer's position at the moment, because Floyd, as we know, has taken up duties with our senior team, our senior regional team. So with him being away, Paddy has slipped into his position, and who is also a level 3 coach as well.
Okay, so you would have played cricket with Floyd.
Yes, please.
I believe before he went off to the West Indies duties, you would have coached with him as well?
Yes, I did.
Right, so how's that going? Or what's it like coaching, with Floyd as a senior coach?
Well, for me, that has been one of the greatest pleasures off the field for me personally. I would have seen Floyd growing up somewhat under me at Lodge School, and now to see him transition from a playing role into a senior management role with CCC and now with the West Indies. So working with him, we started a lot of our work actually before I was back in Barbados. I was actually coaching Canada under 19s, and we would have liaised quite a bit over the years and shared quite a bit of information.
Okay. Don't let annoying pests bug you. Lick them for 6. Omega Pest Control is the perfect solution. We are experts in termite and pest eradication, specialized mosquito treatments, foundation, residential, commercial, and industrial treatments. Call us day or night, or visit us at our office located at Fieldside Drive, Long Gap, St. Michael. Omega Pest Control. Call 425-5954, 231-6526, or email us at opcl@caribsurf.com. Welcome back. We've been chatting with Errol Barrow, former cricketer, now coach, and soon to be maybe administrator, but we'll get back to that. I mentioned earlier, Errol, about your days playing in the BCA's competition, but I believe you also had your time in the BCL.
Yeah, I would have represented Bathsheba over the years, whenever time permitted.
Short boundaries?
Yeah, but we also had to move away from there. But quite a few guys used to be caught on the
boundary?
Not even on the boundary, running in. But yeah, I would have played quite a bit with Bathsheba over the years. They were in the Super League and the BCL, so I would represent them on any opportunity I had.
Okay.
Yes, and Bathsheba, they have done very well over the years in the BCL competition. They continue to do well.
Yes, they tend to produce some stalwarts down there. There's one chap down there, Francis Holder. I believe that he would be among the leading run getters in the BCL.
And the BCL has been in the news a bit recently too. Obviously, the numbers are not like before in terms of the number of clubs, and there's been some talk of possible merger between the BCL and the BCA.
Yeah, over the years, I think the BCL has, their numbers have dwindled, as in anything else. I think they've found themselves with quite a bit of challenges, outfitting the teams, the grounds, scheduling, etc. So I think a merger might argue well for both BCA and the BCL.
And the president of the Barbados Cricket League, Mr. Glenn Senthill, has recently, in the local press, suggested that he would be quite willing to facilitate that merger. From your general knowledge, though, what is the feeling like among the clubs and the players at the BCL level? I'm guarding this guardedly. I'm saying this guardedly because you may not be as close as you used to be.
Yes, I'm not as close within the BCL ranks of recent. Naturally, most of my time is spent in and around the BCA. But from the knowledge I would have garnered over the years, I definitely know of the challenges they would have had. And quite often on weekends, not being able to put teams out on the field. That has been a cry over the years for the BCL.
And how would Barbados' cricket benefit from such a merger, in your opinion?
Well, from inception, we've always heard of the great players that Barbados produced, and by extension West Indies, who would have came through the ranks of the BCL. One notable would be Sir Charlie Griffith, having actually a division within the BCL named after him. So definitely once there's a merger, you're just exposing more players. The cadre of players would be much wider. And naturally once that happens, more talent would be unveiled. And yeah, it would serve Barbados cricket well.
So you have had your time on the field, you are into coaching, and I understand now that you are looking to enter a different arena, the arena of administration.
Yes, they're all intertwined as far as I'm concerned. And for me, my so to speak, throwing my hat into the ring is to bring the cricketing side back to the board.
Now when you say throw your hat into the ring, for those who haven't heard the news, exactly what do you mean by that?
I'm currently on the nomination form for board director within the BCA.
And those elections coming up very soon indeed?
Yes, August 14th to be exact.
The obvious question, why have you decided to quote your term, throw your hat in the ring?
I contemplated quite a bit over the years. I've always seen myself as a student of the game. I've garnered quite a bit of knowledge, I think, over the years from playing in many different conditions. I would have spent quite a bit of time in England, spent some time in Australia, Toronto, and I think with that background, it gives me a little bit more experience than the average guy would.
And what ideas would you be bringing? What new ideas would you want to bring to the fore if you were to be elected onto the board of the Barbados Cricket Association?
Well, first and foremost, as I earlier alluded to, I'm thinking of myself as bringing cricket back within the boardroom. I think somewhat that might be lost. So to bring cricket back, where I have a presence, and I could bridge that gap between player and administration, that would be my first outlook for the BCA. But I've studied things about along the lines of the earlier starts. We talk about starting early for the white ball cricket as we do, but we seem to have an issue as far as starting red ball cricket earlier.
Well, that was tried some years ago and then abandoned. I think one of the concerns, Wayne, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think one of the concerns was that it put a lot of pressure on players outside of those, let's say, with immediate interests and close to national selection. You had over the years experienced players playing among the youngsters, and I think part of the concern was that it put some pressure on them being away from home and away from their families virtually all Saturday, all Sunday.
And also away from their jobs.
That too.
Right. But we do it for white ball cricket. So,
but then I think the thinking there would be if you do it white ball and red ball, then it's virtually almost the whole year.
Right. My thinking is we would maintain our elite division, etc. I think as we had gone some years ago, I think it was the Carib Cement tournament.
Yeah, the Arawak
Cement tournament back some years ago. I think that is the way we should go.
In other words, you're talking now about getting the cream of the crop, the guys who are close to national selection, already national players, guys who are on contract and therefore wouldn't have that job issue.
Yes, and we earlier touched on the BCL BCA merger. So again, you will be bringing a lot more players to the fore and exposing them to Barbados cricket.
What about those who would say that the BCA, with its challenges over the years, and some of those challenges would be the source of people like yourself wanting to come in and try to improve things. So what about those who would say that the BCA, with its challenges in management over the years, maybe not fully having a handle on things as they are now, and to take on the BCL's situation as well, would be maybe pushing things over the top?
I've seen within the BCA vision, future development. I had been reading up on it, and it's I think about a 5-year developmental plan, and the move into 3-day cricket probably during the week, starting earlier. That is one of the proposals that I've seen to be rolled out. But I think by year 2 or 3 within the plan.
Other areas of Barbados cricket, you, as you mentioned earlier, are involved immediately at the youth level, and there's also the segment, the ladies segment of cricket. Do you have any thoughts on improving in these particular areas?
Yes, well, again, I saw some of the plans within the BCA's future developmental plans. And I'm very close with Pedro Collins, who works with me. And as you know, he's very close again with ladies cricket within the region. And we've sat and shared some thoughts on where we would like to see the cricket go. And I think for one, the BCA has done a great job in inviting some of those ladies as contracted players first and foremost. And I think that should be growing over the years. Probably get up to about 15, 20 girls on contract over the coming years.
And in the foreseeable future, again, women's cricket at the youth level really lacking. And I think you would agree that if we are to expand in that area, then that would have to be the base. Cricket among the girls from the school level, that would have to be encouraged. How do we go about that?
I think we got to look at the primary school division. You often see girls representing their schools among the boys. I think we've got to look at that in a serious way, and then go into the secondary schools as a follow-up as well, and have maybe a junior and senior girls tournaments and developmental focus as to where we as coaches within the BCA, where we can go and develop those girls.
We're going to take another break here, and when we come back, we're going to get some further thoughts from you, particularly on the issue of the BCA managing cricket in Barbados, but Barbados fitting into the whole West Indies situation. When we come back. Rascals Barbados. Let us serve you in a relaxed atmosphere with complimentary Wi-Fi, or try a takeout meal. Rascals on the Mighty Griner Highway. Call 538-9990.
Welcome back to Anything Cricket. Let's talk. We are having a chat with Errol Barrow, former cricketer, now coach, and hopeful administrator. Now, Errol, there have been calls for a number of years now, in some quarters, for some reformation of the governance structure of cricket at the West Indies board level, Cricket West Indies board level. But of course, if this were to happen, it would also suggest that there would have to be some adjustments made at the regional level. Any thoughts on how? Well, first of all, if you agree that there is a need for restructuring of the governance in West Indies cricket, and then at the Barbados Cricket Association level.
Yes. Usually persons tend to think that if it's not broken, then don't touch it. I'm not quite in agreement with that because it has shown that there are some fractures within the organization. For one, the way that votes are cast for presidency of the West Indies Cricket Board, which was a
Cricket West Indies. No.
Cricket West Indies, sorry, and that it came up quite recently, where persons were concerned about the two votes being awarded to each of the individual regional boards. So that is something I think we should look at, definitely.
And relations with players have gone somewhat sour in recent years, and some blame that also on the differences that lie between the administration and the players. How do we go about mending those fences and ensuring that those difficulties don't arise again?
That is not so much, in my guesstimation, that is not so much of a structural problem. I think that was more related to personnel, where individuals had differences among themselves, as opposed to the functioning of the West Indies Cricket Board.
Okay, so you are looking to position yourself, so to speak, to impact on all these various things in the coming weeks and months, starting with the election. How confident are you? I'm relatively confident. That's natural coming out of the lodge school. That's a natural confidence which would have been instilled by one Matt Fingal. Oh. And it have maintained with me throughout my life, throughout my career as a player, now as a coach. So naturally, as I venture towards the administrative side of the game, that naturally transposes with me. Well, all we can do is wish you all the best in your interest, and of course in the interest of Barbados and West Indies cricket, because no doubt the management of cricket in Barbados will impact on the West Indies.
Yes, that's a definite. So I do accept your most gracious endorsement. I would take it as, and yes, I do look forward to making an impact on West Indies cricket via Barbados.
Thanks very much. Well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, more on Anything Cricket. Let's talk. Rascals Barbados. Let us serve you in a relaxed atmosphere with complimentary Wi-Fi, or try a takeout meal. Rascals on the Mighty Griner Highway. Call 538-9990. What's Wrong with Ayana is brought to you by the Calvary Institute. We offer programs for primary and secondary students, as well as a wide variety of self-development courses and career-oriented programs. Call us now to register for the September term, 232-2109.
Jason Holder's tenure as the West Indies one-day international captain spans the period December 2019 to present. The record shows that in this period, the West Indies won 31% and lost 69% of their matches. West Indies have also participated in 2 ICC World Cups, where they were eliminated at the quarterfinal stage in 2015 in Australia and New Zealand, and finished 9th out of the 10 teams in England 2019. Holder missed the Bangladesh series due to injury, and the team was led by Rovman Powell, where West Indies lost 1-2. Holder also captained the Tridents in the 2018 Caribbean Premier League, with the team finishing with 2 wins and 8 losses, failing to qualify for the playoffs. Holder also captained the West Indies T20 team against England in 2019, losing all 3 matches. As West Indies embark on preparation geared towards the 2023 ICC World Cup, I put the questions. 1. Is Jason Holder the man to lead West Indies into the next World Cup? 2. Is there evidence to show that Jason Holder is a good white ball captain? An immediate replacement is not too obvious, but my replacement would be Kieron Pollard. I would extend an olive branch to Kieron Pollard and ask him if he would like the responsibility of carrying this West Indies team to the 2023 ICC Cricket World Cup.
For expert tuition, call the Calvary Institute. We offer classes at primary and secondary level. Our adult programs include floral arranging, jewelry making, crochet, knitting, sewing, photography, conversational Spanish, and more. Check out our summer special in video editing. Phone 232-2109. The Calvary Institute in Wilmot Street. Rascals Barbados. Let us serve you in a relaxed atmosphere with complimentary Wi-Fi, or try a takeout meal. Rascals on the Mighty Griner Highway. Call 538-9990. Don't let annoying pests bug you. Lick them for 6. Omega Pest Control is the perfect solution. We are experts in termite and pest eradication, specialized mosquito treatments, foundation, residential, commercial, and industrial treatments. Call us day or night, or visit us at our office located at Fieldside Drive, Long Gap, St. Michael. Omega Pest Control. Call 425-5954, 231-6526, or email us at opcl@caribsurf.com. That's our show. Thanks for watching. Join us again soon for another episode of Anything Cricket, Let's Talk.